to get to, and this one's going to be a fun one as well. Rogue and Tilt Rehab. You see, obviously, the draft already completed. Rogue on the top side of your screen, Tilt Rehab there on the bottom. What sticks out to you?
We have a Baron coming through. Definitely not a pick that we've seen too much of, if at all. That, however, is a specialty pick for Tilt Rehab. If Jazzville is in this game and in this lineup, he loves Crystal Powered Baron.
Yeah, and the Crystal Powered Baron, I think, has really seen a little bit of a rise in popularity over the past couple of weeks with Update 3.2, and we still haven't seen it much on the VPL broadcasts, but I've seen it in some of the games that, I've been playing at home. I've seen some of the pros talking about it. It's definitely a pick that can do a lot of damage. We take a look at the stat comparison between Rogue and Tilt Rehab. You see, it's actually pretty close across the board for a lot of these stats. Tilt Rehab, obviously, with those very long average game times, they've had a couple really heartbreaking losses. Even though they're 1-5, they were very, very close to having a significantly better record. And coming into this one, Sino especially looking confident.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Sino, and I'm the mid laner for Tilt Rehab, and as you guys may already know, we're going to be going up against Rogue for this series. I do feel like it'll be an interesting and entertaining series to watch, and I do feel like my team will come out with the win over Rogue. I feel like Rogue is an overhyped team, and Louis Vuitton Don really is not a good player. I just feel like he's a one-trick saw. Evol, he should just stick to the support position and get out of the mid lane because he clearly does not know what he's doing. And I just feel like my team is overall better than Rogue. Good luck, Rogue. You guys will need it. Sibs, you smell like Swiss cheese.
Sino with some harsh words there. He called out Louis Vuitton Don. You can see he's actually been backing it up for the most part. Aside from those deaths, got to work on that one. But Sino does have the stat advantage over Louis.
Absolutely. He has looked very good. We have to see how he looks on the Sovereign's Rise. Joining us for the first time, Scoundrel and Humanist.
Wow! For the first time, blessed by the presence of the Scoundrel. We've got Rogue versus Tilt Rehab, a fine little matchup. Scoundrel, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good, mate. It feels good to be back to Vainglory. I've been away for the last month and a bit, haven't had a much chance to participate in the Preseason Invitational, but what a match to get started, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Rogue play because I've seen some great things from them from watching back over the VODs, and honestly, it's a really exciting team, one of the ones that will be challenging, I think, over the course of this year for one of those top 2 spots that Tribe and TSM have been working with.
Definitely could be. Rogue moving over, taking their Crystal Chance as a bit of a invade comes out of Tilt Rehab. 4-man rotate, not going to find anything there. But as the desk was talking about, Sino kind of calling out Louis Vuitton Don just a little bit, huh?
Well, I think Louis is one of those players that when I first encountered him, I encountered him through YouTube. He was making a lot of Saw-based guides. He was pretty much a Saw. We got a bit of action, though.
Did you saw that one?
Yay, nice meme. But I encountered him through YouTube. He used to comment on my videos, and he used to just do like Saw.
Oh, he's a YouTube commenter?
Yeah. He used to do like check out my Vainglorious Gold Saw guide and stuff like that. And he eventually messaged me and said, "Oh, can I do this?" And I said, "Yeah." And I started watching his videos. And I was like, "Oh, actually, this guy's pretty darn good at Saw." But he was kind of considered a bit of a Saw 1 trick, and he's really stepped up and expanded that hero pool, and I think that's something that's really important, especially when it comes to 5v5. You can't just spam Saw all the time, so that's what I've been impressed with seeing Louis play. But yeah, definitely maybe some deaths that he has to correct, maybe a bit more consistent in that regard, Humanist.
Well, we'll see if he can do so, but now I know how to get you to watch my video. I'll just comment right there.
No, I usually delete them, mate. I usually delete them, but it was just because he was like, Vainglorious Gold Saw gameplay. I was like, I might as well check this out.
Gotta check it out. I mean, if someone's a pro Saw. But right now, guys,
I'll let you comment though.
The early laning phase. Dude, I'm the pro commenter. You don't even know about that. I probably did 90% of your comments. I'm just the comment bot. Okay, so we got Baron in the game. Is Baron back?
No, but I think if you are a particularly good CP Baron player, he can be quite oppressive if you get him to the late game. He's got great teamfight zone control. He's got great siege. Obviously got great poke associated with that as well. I have seen CP Barons in solo queue or like VG Bronze, VG Silver level. Yeah. Play CP Baron, build an Echo, and just start spamming your turrets with echoed Baron ultimates, which kind of gets a bit of sort of map control. And also you can Baron ultimate waves across the map. Say that you've got a massive wave pushing into your base and you don't want to commit a member over the other side of the map for fear of losing an objective. A CP Baron can clear that wave for free with his ultimate.
It's kind of like a pace-setting objective kind of character.
Yeah, kind of. But he takes a long time to be extremely useful in a team fight situation, but he actually provides a lot of things aside from being a team fighter. In terms of, like I said, that map control that his ultimate can provide once you get towards the later stages of the game.
Were there any changes that brought the CP Baron back? I thought it was the weapon Baron that got the slight buff.
Yeah, I don't think CP Baron had many changes. Wait a second.
Knockback. Maokai's in trouble. Maokai's dead.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with Kestrel in general, especially into a glaive. If you can get that after burn off super early, make it difficult for her to slip into active camo in the early game, you can really snowball sort of against that Kestrel. So it's kind of what I want to see. Sibs being super aggressive. This is what glaive is used for, just to be super aggressive against those squishy picks in lane and from the jungle. And yeah, I've been impressed with Sibs from every time that I've seen him play on this rogue lineup.
Oh, definitely. You know, for me though, when I watch Sibs, I feel like when he's the aggressor, his overall play just seems to be a lot more effective. Like if he starts to play defensively, I don't know, it doesn't really work for me. Right now, contest over the weapon Treant is going to go ahead and secure that. That's going to go over to Rogue. Pretty sure Sino taking some damage, jump jet back, little splash damage in the choke point, but they move forward, not too threatened here. Kind of choked in from the backside. Solar Storm will tear on through. Nice kill there. Evil are going to be happy about that one.
Oh, we're not even into late game Celeste yet. Celeste, in my opinion, is one of the most ridiculous carries in the game right now. If she doesn't get nerfed next update, then I don't know what's going on. But she's in a very strong spot. She's got great range. She actually, with a heavy prism and an eclipse prism, spikes really hard in lane pre-level 8. Once you get post-level 8, which is very easy to achieve on Sovereign's Rise, especially because you've got so much protection with the constant captain sit in the mid lane. For most people anyway, it's very easy to get to Celeste's power spikes, and she's very hard to play against because you get a 1-second heliogenesis with the clockwork. She completely dominates team fights and pre-team fight areas where you're just poking out. Maybe this is where Baron comes into play, Humanist, because you can maybe answer some of those heliogenesis with the Porcupine Mortars, but they are a lot slower and don't have the same kind of impact that the heliogenesis does.
Yeah, they move at about the speed of a porcupine. I'd much rather have the Celeste on my side. I do like the Celeste with the Samuel, incredibly powerful. I mean, they're both powerful in their own right. You put them together and you have so much damage and control. Now, right now, Tilt Rehab, they're going to be taking down the turret, but a rotation comes over from Rogue. They see what's happening here. Oh, they get onto Maokai. He's dead. They're looking for 2. Blanks, healing flask. He's down. Whoa, where'd the other kill? Celeste just picked up another one. This is going to be 6-0 in favor of Rogue. 6 minutes in. Kill a minute.
Yeah, that was a massive commit to take that top lane tier 1 turret, but they're going to lose likely that mid lane for it. And if you see the commit that I'm expecting to see from the top side of the map here for Rogue, they might get enough damage onto that top lane tier 1. They look like they don't want to take their chances. They're happy to trade that mid lane tier 1 over for that top side of the map, but they'll be setting up for either a top lane dive or a bot lane dive over the next few minutes, you would assume. The difference between a top lane tier 1 and a mid lane tier 1 is now Rogue have access to both sides of the jungle. Coming from Tilt Rehab. They're allowed to move in there. They can get some deep vision down. As you can see, they've got great deep vision on the top side of the map here from Rogue. This is going to allow them to be a bit more free in their invades, especially onto that weapon power buff, Humanist, because they've got several avenues to get into that jungle now that mid lane tier 1 is down. This is better for overall map control for Rogue compared to that tier 1 going down on the top side.
I like the way you describe that. Like, every objective that gets taken on the map, you can kind of think of as like a key that unlocks something else for you to do. And taking down that mid turret, very important. And now Rogue, they'll go right into Ghost Swing, so they can pretty much do whatever they want. Would we expect to just push down mid, or bottom? Do they take 1? Do they go for 2?
Yeah, I think they've realized with the heavy commit to the top side of the map that seems to be going out from Tilt Rehab here, they were pretty much free to get Ghost Wing. They knew that they would either be forcing a 5 versus 3, or there would just be no commit, I think, from Tilt Rehab to try and contest that. And with Louis Vuitton pushing in this bot side of the map against Fez so heavily, they were very easily able to rotate down, because Fez has to be worried about a potential dive. He doesn't have any scout traps in that, scout cams in that area, so he had to back off. He didn't have the presence to be able to stand up, and they've got another dive going on. Sibs does have to be careful though.
Yeah, Sibs in a bad place. Sibs is down. He played himself, like scoundrel. I mean, I was literally about to say there's nothing Fez can do with a poison shiv. Like, he has no kill potential unless they do something like that.
Yeah, that was a little bit aggressive from Sibs. I think they were trying to run off that potential where they had a huge push onto the... Yeah, he's dead.
Continue
down.
I'm sorry.
Just down, yeah, there's nothing much to say here. I think they were just trying to snowball that bot side of the map because it didn't look like there was much response coming out from Tilt Rehab. And honestly, Tilt Rehab feel like they're playing one step behind. Everything that Rogue is doing, Tilt Rehab are trying to respond, but they're not going to be able to respond quickly enough. Ooh. And with the pressure that just a couple of members from Rogue can generate, they're having to commit almost half of their entire team or more to get the same kind of objective take. So whilst it looks like even objective trades across the map, it's really not.
Uh-oh, jump forward here. It's going to be the Fountain coming out. Rogue stand their ground. They look to trade, but Maokai starting to pump out some damage. One shot, not going to land onto Rogue. That would have been a kill onto LeVar if it would have connected there. Not really a problem because they don't want to stay in that fight. They want to move towards mid where the rest of their team is having a bit of a skirmish here. Evil and Sibs, that's a nice little combo to move around the map with. And Gauntlet comes on down. Ali Peterson on the front side for his team. Shimmer strike forward over to the backside of the fight. This could be it for Tilt Rehab. A double kill coming through for the Idris. He's dropped down low. They chase forward onto Adagio, taking down that Spellfire. Louis Vuitton Don, can he heal up through it? No, he can't. Tilt Rehab doesn't lose anybody. Rogue, click, getting dropped right here. Fez misses on the Holy Nova. Not gonna matter. Sibs goes... No, I thought Sibs was gonna go down there. Sibs able to stay alive. They're turning it around. Look at this. Jesus making the play. Sibs kiting back. He'll take one down. Crits him on down. Solarstern flies on through. That would have been nice if it connected. Maybe some, spelling an opportunity for Rogue to even go for more. But aggressive plays from Tilt Rehab. A little bit of a turnaround from Rogue.
Not even just a little bit of a turnaround. That should have been Tilt Rehab's fight in the bag. But they, I think, just disrespected that Samuel Drifting Dark. I was waiting for that Drifting Dark to come off cooldown because they were so grouped up, they were so low HP, they didn't have the Fountain. They just needed to play into that Drifting Dark for Rogue to find a way to get back into that team fight. I think the reason they forced that team fight is because they saw the Fountain go down in that top side push where Samuel went very low on that turret, the tier 3 turret on the bottom side of the map there, Humanist. They felt that they could force the fight because they had the item advantage in that respect. So they did have the item advantage. It did play into the fact that they got a great gauntlet off. They separated out the team. They made it difficult for that team fight to actually be responded to by Rogue.
That's the Fountain out. Evil dropped low. This is the key target you want to keep on the backside of the fight now. Go swing low. This is a huge opportunity for Tilt Rehab. Who's going to claim this? Evol's going to look to grab it over the back. He's able to do it. That's exactly the Celeste play that you're looking for. And that'll be a dead Tony. LeVar gets dropped down. One shot connects onto Jesus. He'll stay alive through this as Tilt Rehab needed to kind of regroup. I mean, across the map, though, they do have their Idris Blanks shoving that top lane forward, so it will force a couple recalls back.
Yeah, and that's going to have to be a response. And actually, despite Ghostwing going down, Tilt Rehab are doing little bits here and there to try and keep themselves in this game. If you look at the overall gold difference, it's quite a decent amount at this point. 6,000 gold in the lead. That's at least 2 tier 3 items in favor of Rogue. You can see right now Samuel sitting on his Spellfire, almost got up towards the Harvest. Has so much damage coming out from the Celeste right now as well. And he is almost finishing his Clockwork. Once the Clockwork comes online, you can say goodbye to most of your pre-team fight situations. Although Sino almost there on his Baron. He's looking to go for the Clockwork himself to make those Porcupine Mortars more frequent too. But Celeste is ramping up so hard right now, Humanist. 3 items at 11 minutes. That's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, that's where you want to be. I wouldn't expect Evil to be anywhere else. He's having a good game. He's capitalized on it. Although I do feel like this has been a problem with Rogue. You saw how dominant their early game was. They made a couple mistakes that they really didn't need to make. And suddenly Tilt Rehab find a way back into the game. These guys, maybe they're not at the top of the charts for VPL preseason, but very capable. Louis Vuitton Don winds up for the verse, going to come on through. Solar Storm to follow. Louis Vuitton Don is down. Ali Peterson's going to drop that gauntlet, drop the elbow. They're looking for more. Baron finds that kill. Now Sibs is here to the party. Jesus into the Drifting Dark. That's it. Drifting Dark with that Malice and Verdict coming on out. They have to respect it. It's timed out, though, as Rogue lose 2. Let's see if Tilt Rehab can re-engage. They don't have the vision down. Nice attempted taunt. Little trash talk from LeVar. Now it's going to go into the Black Claw take here. Do they contest this? This feels dangerous.
It needs to be. They need to be careful taking Black Claw versus a Celeste and a Samuel. Right? This is down. So Samuel still can get a lot of work done with this Drifting Dark.
Oh, Gray's still able to secure it. Solar Storm comes on through, dropping them down low. Divine Intervention will keep the Idris alive, and Rogue, it feels like now's the time to pull the trigger and go, but they just don't go aggressively. They're going to go ahead and drop back into mid, go ahead and take down this dragon, and maybe that's the smart call.
They're going to try and race this. So what they're trying to do right now is use the Black Claw as a kind of a distraction to allow them to try and push down and get that turret on the top side of the map here. But I think that it's just going to get taken down too quickly. I don't think they're going to be able to get much from this Black Claw push at all. But one thing it has done, Humanist, as it has denied an easy way to close the game out for Rogue. If Rogue had taken that Black Claw, grouped around it, that might have been a push that could have taken down at least one of those armories. But they've managed to delay it, and do you know what delaying has allowed them to achieve? More time to stack up your Kestrel, more time to stack up items on your Baron, and also work your Idris into a viable split push threat. Time is kind of what Tilt Reba have after right now. You know, you do have a Celeste. Celeste really is the only one that scales up super hard, though. Samuel scales well, but not as hard as the likes of a CP Baron, maybe a CP Kestrel, and even an Idris in the late game as well. So if you give Tilt Rehab this time and Rogue keep making these silly mistakes, you know, Rehab are looking to punish those out-of-position moves, especially from Louis, who has been caught out a couple of times before these team fights and led his team into a death situation. So this is good stuff from Tilt. I think they're doing what they need to do to play towards their win conditions, which is just getting that time, especially for Cino.
Based off of odds of probability, I think Tilt Rehab are bound to make the next mistake unless Rogue are just going to have an amazing throw here. Gauntlet comes down, Ali drops low, Fountain comes out a little bit defensively. LeVar being taken down, can he stay alive? He jumps back with the bada boom, uses the Fountain, he stays alive. What a play, Scoundrel. Jesus almost goes down to the Idris. Tilt Rehab are going to go ahead and funnel down the river back towards that healing camp. One shot, gonna get him! Nice play. Jesus gets dropped down. Maokai will have that up in 25 seconds and potentially an opportunity for Tilt Rehab to move forward. I really want to point out the scout cams here. I love the vision out of Rogue. It doesn't actually allow Tilt Rehab an opportunity to move back in, even when they had the advantage there. Now, Rogue moved down the river. They're looking for an opportunity. Stun goes out onto the Arden. Who's going to be the target? The jump jet's on forward. Very aggressive play. And that's just not what you're looking for, is Rogue take them all in the ace. Oh, no.
Oh, man. That was so good from Sibs. And I think Rogue realized that they had the resources to win that fight because they still had Celeste. Celeste was still full HP. They had used a lot of their core abilities to try and lock Celeste down, including that gauntlet, including a lot of the ways for them to jump to the backline as well. Baron had used his ultimate, which is a great burst tool too. All of those big hard-hitting abilities had been used, and Celeste was pretty much untouched. All Sibs needed to do was run at Baron, make sure that he didn't expend his afterburn until at least Baron had tried to reposition with his jump, and he did it perfectly. That is classic 101 dealing with a Baron, and Sibs takes him out. Celeste gets them grouped up into an ultimate. Heliogenesis start to hit, and now they are shoving down this mid lane, and now going to rotate towards the top.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Evo on the Celeste, that felt like a boxer just throwing combos. It was just like boom, boom, wham. The 1, 2, 3 Solar Storm is going to go ahead and knock Ali Peterson out there. Tilt Rehab absolutely on the back foot. Felt like they were starting to find a way back into this game, but suddenly Rogue put it together. And you see the power of their lineup and the power of these players really starting to come together.
Yeah, the reason that Tilt Rehab have generally come away victorious in some teamfight situations has been primarily due to exploiting poor positional errors from individual members from Rogue. Louis has been caught out, even Evil got caught out once or twice in the preceding teamfights. We'll have to wait for this Black Claw though, Humanist. Oh, he steals it! He bloody steals it with a porcupine mortar! Straight off the back!
Oblivion even put one to sleep on the backside there, so that's an amazing fight. Ali Peterson, he'll drop the gauntlet onto Evil, so the fight they're looking for. Little taunt back, Peel Sibs off the back line as Idris tries to reposition back here. Grace trying to buy some space. Can we see a Holy Nova? He catches two with the Holy Nova. Now they've turned it around. Maokai finds one, but Solar Storm tears on through, takes the Baron and the Kestrel down. Fez playing a little bit of a distraction as Jesus and Louis Vuitton chasing down towards the top. Sibs is low, but he's in. Triple kill for Evil. What a play here. Sibs will finish it off. That's the ace for Rogue. And I'm pretty sure they just walk in and end this game right here, right now.
Absolutely. They're going to straight down the middle, take the armory, and they are going to take the Vein Crystal as well. I don't think Tilt Rehab needed that fight. That is not the fight you were looking for, Mr. Tilt Rehab. You could have very easily just said, hey, we got Black Claw. That's more time, Humanist. And wow.
Wow, indeed. I mean, the thing is, they had the Black Claw, right? So at some point, if you don't force the fight, Rogue are going to back. They just threw the fight, they threw the gauntlet. So maybe a bit of a miscommunication.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the items. I mean, if we just look at the items right now, it's 2.5 items on Sinu versus 4 on Celeste. I mean, you are massively far behind in terms of your primary CP carry in the mid lane, and no one else is hitting major damage item spikes either.